Here's a story you might not have heard. In 1946, President Harry Truman created a commission to make recommendations for how to reform higher education. After doing extensive research, the commission released a 6-volume report arguing that higher education was becoming increasingly important and should be accessible to everyone, regardless of age, background, or ability to pay. As a first step, the Truman Commission proposed making freshman and sophomore year of college totally free at public universities. The commission also recommended offering grants to fully cover living expenses for students who needed them. And it recommended providing all of this on an inclusive basis, dismantling racial and religious exclusion, increasing women's enrollment, and creating more flexible admission standards to account for economic disadvantages. And that was all just supposed to be a first step. How did they propose to pay for this? The commission found that the phenomenal increases in productivity per worker from technology would generate enough social surplus to support education at all levels far more adequately in the future than we could in the past. That is, so long as we made education a collective priority. And then, Congress implemented the commission's recommendations, and college has been affordable to everybody who wants to attend ever since. Okay, that last part isn't true. Actually, it's just the opposite today. America is drowning in student debt, $1.7 trillion of it, and growing. It's hard to imagine a presidential commission making the types of recommendations that the Truman Commission did, even though we live in a much wealthier, more integrated, and more technologically advanced society. What happened? Well, the Truman Commission was right that productivity would continue to increase, but we did not make education a collective priority. Or, more accurately, political elites who were worried that too much education would lead to too much equality didn't make it a priority. So, the growing wealth created by increased productivity went toward making the rich richer and not into educating more people. To see how this happened, we have to go back to the end of the Second World War. That was the first time many middle-class people started to go to college. Because of a federal law called the GI Bill, veterans, a huge percentage of the population back then, could even attend college for free. Because of state-level commitments to education, public college was cheap and accessible for massive numbers of people beyond veterans too. There were still deep inequalities, but college was no longer just a training ground for the rich. With universities opening to more people, feminists and the civil rights movement began to break down barriers. The increasing presence of working-class people, women, and people of color on college campuses made them centers for political and social dissent. Debate and activism became part of college life. Soon there was a backlash. Some politicians thought this was too much free speech from the wrong type of people. They wanted a return to the old system. A candidate for California governor named Ronald Reagan started attacking people he called campus radicals.